I thought we could do is maybe just chat for a little bit about business. We have, I think, maybe 10 minutes?
Yeah.
11 minutes.
Cool.
Answer some questions. I'm going to be at the Ashtae booth for probably 15 or 20 minutes. And I'm going to provide my email so that you guys can communicate as well. I decided to get involved in the beauty industry largely because I believe that it's a recession-proof business. Right? Everybody wants to look good. They want to have their hair cut. They want to have their hair colored. My mother told me I would never lose my hair. She was wrong. When I originally went to see Michael, he told me that he could help my hair grow. That was his hook for me to go see his business. But I invested in Ashtae products largely because it was a family business driven mostly by Ramona. Is Ramona in the room?
Ramona?
Michael would like to put himself out there as the face of the business, but we all know that in every... Come here, Ramona. Michael, we don't need... Turn Michael's mic off. As you know, behind every business, there's the woman that does all the work, and then there's the guy that talks about the work, right? So I decided to invest in Ashtae products for a couple of reasons. One, I didn't feel like there was enough focus being put on multicultural products. While I look very vanilla to everybody, my hair is as ethnic as it gets, as much as I don't have a lot of it. And my mother had a very ethnic hair. I'm Lebanese, and she's Lebanese, and so she had ethnic hair. And I didn't feel like there was enough being put on multicultural products. And so when Ramona and Taylor and Ashley, those are the three women of Ashtae, not Michael.
That's right.
Reached out for help. What they essentially said is they wanted to figure out how to communicate their message. And so for all of you that are in the business today, trying to figure out how to communicate your message, it really is very simple for me. And it starts with understanding who you are as an individual and why it is that you do what you do. And I think that was the important part of spending time with Michael and Ramona, is for them to really understand who they are, where they came from, where they're going, and how they're going to get there. And that sounds simple. Their episode will air, I think, in the middle of June.
20th.
June 20th. Oh, you know that?
Mike's still on.
Oh, okay. June 20th. And I think it's a real good shout out to the beauty and the hair care industry about how hard it is to make a living, about how hard it is to run a salon, about how hard it is to be profitable as a chair owner or a chair renter. It isn't really about the big companies and them dominating the space. For me, it's about how do we start all the way from the small salon owner or the small stylist who's just trying to get started. I think in most cases, it's a lot harder than people think. And so one of the things that I've required Michael and Ramona to do is change the way they market their business. As opposed to just getting up and talking about how great their products are, we think it's important to actually educate people on how to improve their own profitability inside the space. So if you are a salon owner or a stylist, we've launched educational platforms in our headquarters in Greensboro. And what we ultimately want to do is educate people on how they can be more profitable. Whether they buy products from us or not, we don't care. We really don't. I mean, I say that sincerely. And Michael and I didn't always see eye to eye on that.
True.
Ramona and I really believe that if you do good things for other people, then they'll do good things for you, right? That's sort of the way we think about it. But the reality of it is that I believe in this industry and I believe in what it can do for people. But I think a lot of people get into this business with the expectation that it's going to be a huge windfall and everybody's going to be a millionaire. And I know that there's a lot of these self-help events that are out there where they tell you how you can make $1 million and how you can do all these crazy things and you can have a second home. I don't believe in that philosophy. What I believe in is you have to really just understand what you need for yourself to survive, how you're going to provide for your family, pay your mortgage or your rent on time, make your car payment, put food on your table. And so we really want to build the path for people that allows them to do that. So Ashtae will have two distinct divisions inside of it. It'll have a products division, which Michael will really drive. and it'll have an educational division, which Ramona and Taylor, I don't know if Taylor's in the room. There she is back there. Taylor, you're going to enjoy Taylor in the episode. She's a handful. Is that an understatement? No. Taylor's a handful, but it's important for us to invest in some young people. So I thought we could open it up for a few questions. I don't know how much. I think we have 5 minutes. Just a few questions. Anybody? Anything? Yes, ma'am. I have. In fact, I own 2 salons in Long Island. And the question is, have I cracked the code on salon compensation? I'm going to give you my public, and then I'll give you my private answer. My public answer, what? Yes, we can do this at the class, but the young lady has a question. You're not in charge right now. I have 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Here's my concern with salon compensation. I walked into a salon where everybody was paid cash. And I understand that that's the way that it is. I will tell you, as business owners, you're opening yourself up to a tremendous liability. As salon technicians or nail technicians, you don't realize it, but you're also opening up yourself to a tremendous liability. The reality of it is that we all know what we need to live on. And when we look at gross versus net, it's very difficult to accept that difference between gross versus net. So as stylists, right, we kind of say to ourselves and we say to the salon owner, this is what I need to make, and if I don't make it here, I'll just hop chairs to the next salon where they'll let me do this. And the salon owners around the country have historically been willing to allow people to do that because they need stylists and they need somebody in their chair because the rent's due on Tuesday. I don't know if we've cracked the answer, but in my 2 Long Island salons, we had to make that change, and we lost people. We were able to come back, and as the business owner, it ended up costing me more in the end because I had to gross everybody up a little bit. But then I was able to also set some different expectations. You will show up on time. You will get health insurance. You will look professional. You will get days off. You will not act like an idiot, right? And you will get paid properly, and then I'll do something for you. So we get into this horse trading model. It's tough, and it's even tougher on Long Island, by the way, but it's tough. And so I don't know that I have the answer other than I think somebody's got to draw a line in the sand, but salon owners have to stick together in this regard, and I don't know that they're willing to yet, my opinion. Yes, ma'am. Yes. So the question is around technology and whether you own one shop or multiple shops. Developing an app that ties to your reservation system, in my opinion, is important. Because if you think about your hours in the day and you look at the chairs that you have and you look at the hours in a day, that is your inventory. I know we think about inventory in terms of what's in our color room and how to control color costs and how to control stylists taking things home because they want to do their girlfriend's hair in their sink. I know we have all of those inventory issues separate, but I need you to start by thinking about your whole inventory as your hours in the day. And so what that app allows you to do is to control and understand where your efficiency is. If you have ever stayed at a hotel and you think about the number of rooms and the number of beds and the number of nights, it's no different. It's the number of hours in the day and how much could actually get generated. How many people in the room, right, by a show of hands, know how much revenue could be generated out of your chair or your shop in a given week? You know that. And so you do that calculation. Ma'am, can you stand? And what is that number? You said you knew it. Okay. How many hours in a week do you work? You work 30 hours, and what do you charge per hour on average for different products? I'll repeat what she's saying. If you work 30 hours a week and you're in one chair, how much revenue can you generate in that one chair? Okay, so $100 an hour. So how much is that times 30? I can't hear you. It's 3,000, right? And how much are you generating per week? How much? You're averaging, so you're averaging 100,000 a year? Gross. Okay. So my question is, what's happening in the other 1/3 of the time? And what are you doing about that 1/3? What do you mean you'd like to know? I'd like you to know. Well, the only way I can help you is to help you understand that if you have a chair that should be generating $100 an hour and you work 30 hours, which I understand, and most people that are not in the hair industry don't understand that 30 hours on your feet is like 60 hours on your ass. It's very different, right? 29 years at it. I have a lot of respect for it. So I think what I would like all of you to do is go back and understand how to calculate that. And so those are the types of things that we're going to do in North Carolina in June.